Hi there, this is Pilgrim. Today I want to give you a overview of my progress so far on the PlayStation 4. I have gotten the character to level 80, so I thought this was a great time to do said overview. So if you haven't seen it, I suggest you go check out my short review of the game. I made it literal moments ago. To give you an idea about the general feel of the game. So without further ado, let's get on to the actual character. So this is a level 80 raider. It was intending to be a Flicker Strike character, but the rubber banding in the game is just too bad, so I gave up at around level 60 and went back to Frostblades. So, as a result, this is what I got. I got the 6th link today, which I'm quite happy about. I got that for like 45 chaos, and then I crafted it myself to get life and then just dual res with some strength. And I'm quite happy about that. That's a pretty solid 6th link starter chest. I've got 2 Lee Europe of all. I hope I didn't butcher that. I probably did. These will eventually get switched out, but for the moment these are absolutely fantastic leveling rings, usable by every character at the start of a league. They have resistances, rarity, damage and attributes, so literally good for just gearing in general. I was able to pick these up for about 4 to... Anyway, well, you can pick them up for anywhere between about 4 to... I don't know, 20C. This one here was like a 7 chaos one. The one on the right here was a so on the left here was a 15 chaos one. Those are some pretty high rolls, and yeah, that's pretty good. I got 2 Touch of Anguishes, which is pretty standard budget gearing. The damage is really good, solid chance to freeze, it has a chaining effect, which is really good, and frenzy generation. Don't technically need the frenzy generation, but it's still good anyway. And yeah, both of those I was able to get a crit chance of above 8%, and both of those were about 3 to 4 chaos, pretty cheap, at least for console anyway. Abyssus, this is probably the most controversial one, but it's not too bad. I am quite, well, I'm not quite, I am very squishy. I have all of, what is it, yeah, 3.2k life. And this increased physical damage taken, but it is a lot of damage. It does give me a lot of attributes, although saying that, of all the things that I want attributes for, it's actually for the Abyssus, so, you know, whatever. Also, a huge amount of crit multi as well, huge. My amulet is a in presence. I'm trying to think how much I paid for this. Probably around 15 chaos, I think. And yeah, really good. Frostbite, having a Blasphemy Frostbite is super awesome. Now, I also have Oscar Arms. Didn't think I was going to like these initially, but I watched Badger's what is it called? Freeze Fiend, I think it is. Build guide, and you know what? They've actually been it's been really good. The assessor mark on here is fantastic for survivability. That leech, I would be dead without it, certainly. Like, I would hate the experience currently. So yeah, really good. Assassin's mark on here. Now you may be thinking, hey, that's 2 curses, and you would be right. Frostbite is a curse, obviously, but I do not have any extra like curses or anything like the amount of curses that can be applied. Instead, I get all of the leech from the projectiles, so they just do not interfere with each other. Frostbite is for the direct target, which is great for single target, and then all of the life leech and mana leech is done at range, outside of the range of the blasphemy aura, which was really good. So I didn't actually realise that interaction would work that way, and it's actually making me rethink multiple curses in general. What else? I've got Darkray Vectors, obviously. I got pretty lucky and got the regenerate % of life, and as a pretty solid enchant. I don't have a Stygian Vice, and I paid around, I want to say 10 chaos, and then I spent like another 6 to get that fire as well. Another 3 to get the fire as well. And I would consider that an absolute steal. 13 chaos for 85 life, a good resistance roll, a second not too bad resistance roll, and elemental damage with attacks. Very solid. I've got a murderous jewel with cold damage to claw, onslaught on kill, and physical damage reduction if I wasn't hit recently. Oh, well, if I wasn't damaged by a hit recently, so that actually works with all of the dodging. And that was actually self-crafted as well, that jewel. My links are Ancestral Call with Frostblades, Ice Bite, Elemental Damage, Added Cold, I just paid for this, something like 10 chaos or something, and Multi-Strike. I then have a Immortal Call, casting damage taken setup with Blood Rage for even more leech, and oh sorry, not leech, just attack speed and more frenzy charge generation. Again, not really needed, but whatever. It's worth it just for the attack speed. It's a huge increase in DPS, and that's with increased duration. Then I have Whirling Blades, faster attacks, and Fortify, and then Frostbite, Blasphemy, and my Hatred Aura. Ice Golem with Blind, Chain, and faster projectiles. Honestly, I don't see the supports doing much. I think I'm killing everything way too fast. Maybe when I finally get into red maps and clear speed maybe goes down. Probably not, it's like really good damage. It would help out, but at the moment I'm not actually seeing a benefit. The projectiles are just too slow, I think. Even with the projectile speed, they just take ages to travel. And then lastly, I've got a Ancestral Warchief, a Vel Ancestral Warchief specifically, with faster attacks, Culling Strike, and then I've got my Hail Device in there as well. Technically speaking, Culling Strike is part of Hailed. Whether or not it actually does anything, I don't know. I initially put in Onslaught, and I didn't get that buff ever applied. Like, I never saw it once get applied, and it was quite frustrating. So I suspect it's not doing much except making the mana multiply go up. But yeah, you never know. It's used for the War Chief anyway, and I don't need the extra mana. So yeah, I paid, one last overview, so I paid probably like 2C for the gloves, 4C for the boots, 13C for the belt, around 45 plus 6 for the enchant, because I had to do it twice, so 51 chaos for that, and a couple of, and a essence for the life roll. That was about 7 chaos, that was 15 I think. Each of the Imperial Claws were around 3, and the Abyssus was about, I want to say 20, something like that. Yeah, not too bad. Now I've been able to do all of this pretty much. No, in fact, yeah, mapping has not actually helped me gain currency at all. So everything was actually gained using the chaos recipe within these 4.5 days. I did get lucky and get an Exalt drop during my Blood Aqueduct farming. Funnily enough, I actually got my 6th link before this chest before I got my Tabula Rasa. For whatever reason, my where is my tableau gone? Oh, there it is. Yeah, for some reason humility was just not dropping for me. It was quite frustrating. But whatever. This is my... So bearing in mind what I've already said on how much my gear cost, this is the rest of my bank. I picked the currency tab up yesterday. It's looking pretty bare at the moment. Am I... No, nothing in offers. Yeah. Looks pretty bare, but it's all in the character. That's actually quite a lot in the characters. Probably what, about 3 console exalts worth of currency. So one of them was a straight exalt, and then 2 exalts from just doing blood aqueduct farming for the chaos recipe. Now, to give you an idea on what an exalt is, current ratio is around 80 chaos to 1 exalt. So actually, what am I saying? I've probably spent about 2 exalts, not 3. And to be honest, I think that's absolutely fine for 4.5 days. Like, that's pretty solid by any estimate, in my opinion. Unless you're some like super duper streamer or whatever who knows exactly what they're doing. I've got about 1,000 hours, so on PC, and yeah, I think like 2 exalts in 4.5 days is solid, especially when you consider that like 2.5 days were just a leveling process because of the lack of console controller experience, so I was all over the place. So, well, that's just currency anyway, but let me show you the rest. So, Essence, I bought that today. You get quite a lot of them when you're doing Blood Aqueducts. It comes up a fair bit with this Delirium. Like, probably about 30% of all Deliriums in Blood Aqueducts have been Essence. These are my Divination Cards. Now, I'm actually really impressed by this. I've gotten some really good stuff. Let's go down until we can see. So we've got 2 Chinsol, I picked up a Celestial Justicator. Oh, Justica, sorry. The Enlightened. What else? Jeweler's Touch is really good. What else? Oh, the Primordial is not too shabby. I mean, I suppose not anymore, but certainly on release that was bloody good when Primordials were a thing. Oh, I'm going to take this out. We might as well do that. Go back. Anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. But it's quite good. I'm quite happy with it. With the progress so far. Oh, let's probably do more. My map pool. All of those scarabs came from the same, I think, Delirium encounter, possibly. So it's pretty good. Oh, I tried Exile, and that was when I first started mapping. I thought I had really good clear, but then I actually failed on the trio. Like, absolutely got demolished. I think though it's purely because I left the wrong one alive, which is the one that did the like that Rain of Arrows type thing that crits like crazy. That combined with the Abyssus, I just got one shot every single time. It was sad. Some of the uniques. Some random like rares. This was a chess piece I was using for like more than half my time. Picked that up for about, I want to say 8C or so, something like that. Found a couple of good stuff that I haven't got around to actually putting in the sales tab yet. Got this Fizz and Cold. So this is actually a reasonable Frostblaze weapon. It's got Fizz, Cold, it's got the Strength, on a good base. Pretty good. I've got this one here as well, which is a lot of Fizz and Multi and Life and another Resist. Really good. Before I got the 6 link, I was trying to 5 link this. RIP. I probably spent about 30 fusings or more. This is my Chaos Recipe tab. Strangely, I've had no problem sustaining rings and amulets even without the Delirium. I don't know when this started. Initially I was struggling, but then like the last day or so, even without Delirium rewards, I ended up getting a fair few pieces of jewellery. Looks like I'm lacking weapons at the moment. This is nowhere near as efficient as it could be. I'm actually quite bitter that we can't get proper loot filters. All we have access to is about 8 different variants of Neversink, and I have a heavily modified Chaos Recipe variant, and I spent like a day and a half making it with the help of PC, and intending to actually use it for the console, and then I couldn't use it. Apparently there was a bug and they had to restrict it. So there's only some never-sync stuff in there. So that's quite annoying. This is my sales tab. I've got a pretty high one there. In fact, I think I might as well take that down a bit. Actually, I'm going to take it down to 15. Some 5 links that I ended up finding. Some random rares. I bought these 2 for Flicker Strike, to then find out that the rubber banding was too much. Then I had one of these drop as well. I sold one to the vendor before I had the a sales tab as well. But those are there. Pretty good amulet. Double res. Some life. Lots of strength. This is the belt I was using before my current one. Pretty good ring as well. Accuracy, mana, minus cost. I put some life on it. Strength and ton of resist actually. Say ton of resist? No, it's just a standard jewel. I thought that was a second resist roll. There's not. Oh. Condor's Pride. This is a near perfect roll. If it doesn't sell by the time I make a second character, if I make a second character, then I'll probably end up using that for a build, because that's sick. I did some fragment map device map things. Ended up getting these, which are pretty sweet. I've got a perfect socketed elemental whirlwind set up here. 3 reds, 2 blue, and a green, with life and resist and dodge. So that's pretty valuable. Hopefully that's gonna sell quite soon. Picked that up today. I have this pretty solid early mapping weapon here. Decent fizz, +2 gems, etc. Accuracy, all good stuff, and not bad links either. That is essentially a different type of whirlwind, probably a fizz whirlwind one there. Then I got this one here, which is a bit weird. At the end of the day, it's still a divine orb. I put it up to 13 because at the end of the day, it's solid colours, and it has not that bad damage. I mean, that's a really good lightning roll with attack speed and 2 really good resistance rolls. So, in my opinion, that's worth 13. Definitely more than a divine. That's usable. Couple of extra things here. So I actually crafted this. I wanted Unholy Might, which I think you get from Murderous Jewels, but ended up getting 6% chance to get Onslaught. Then I augmented the life, and I was like, ah, brilliant. Please let it be some like claw or something. I'll just use this instead of the other jewel. And ended up getting axe attacks. So rip for me, but for someone else that's going to be quite good. Dex and Fizz amulet, double res. This has actually been sitting in there for most of the day actually, and I think if there was actually a proper search function on the trading menu, then this stuff would sell very quickly, but it's actually very hard to actually look for gear. It's quite frustrating. If it's not a unique, it's pretty difficult. And oh, can show you some trading. accept. Yep, done. So trading isn't actually that bad. The worst thing is searching, but the fact that you can actually haggle and undercut or put in a load of crap and hope that they bite is really nice. So we're going to go to Hideout. I have chosen the best hideout. The skeletal hideout is best.
Let me tell your future.
Divination Cards. Give. Gluttony. I have no idea if that's good. Culling Strike against Poacher's Mark. Curse enemies with level. Take 160. Interesting. Interesting. I've never come across that one. I didn't know that existed. Okay, is it worth anything? I think I got some pretty high rolls. It's not worth anything. Oh well, it's cool. I'm sure there's a build for it somewhere. Let's take a look at the passive tree. Oh, good job I didn't double click there. What am I looking at? That one. Okay. So this is the tree. Pretty generic Raider elemental attack tree. I've got 2 fight for survivals. These 2 points will eventually go once I figure out the resists. Got another jewel here somewhere. Where is it? The one above? There you go. Another resistance one, which is actually needed. I've got a lot of uniques. Now I'm gonna have about yeah, I plan to have an extra 10 passive points. I'm going to 90. So either a cluster jewel or I'll get these down here, the frenzy charge stuff. 5 points will actually get me quite a bit actually. A lot of evasion, 40% evasion, 16 move speed, 16% attack speed, which is huge, and another 40% attack damage, or damage, sorry. That is actually not too bad. There's not a whole lot else I can get, to be honest. I only have 3.2k life, which is pretty rough, but I could, I suppose, go towards the wheel here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, getting the dual socket on the way, and I would take out those 3 as well, along with those 2. So that's 15. So I could do that and get another dual socket, and all of that life. That actually might be the way to go, now that I say it, because I don't have much of a way of getting extra life really. Like rings if I move out of them. But I already have a pretty good life roll on the chest and on the belt. Yeah. Let's see. So tooltip is that, but that's not really accurate. So let me open up a map device. Let's just put in one of these random ones. Let's get Einhar. And show you a map. Even on an SSD, it's a bit of a wait. Come on. Bloody hell. Right, okay. Fucking finally. Oh, we got Timeless Monolith as well. Make sure we've got all my ores up. Oh, and a trial. Sweet.
You are rotting from inside out.
The little aura that you see around me, the circle, that's from the amulet. That makes everything slower, I think. I think some of the monsters actually desynced above. Jesus, come on. It usually isn't like this, actually. Come on. Ooh, is that a metamorph symbol? It is! Sweet! That's actually an achievement. Cool. I'm used to dash, not whirling blades, and it has a slightly better feel.
Bring the beast in my sight, Exile. Great job, Exile. I now retain the captured beast of the Divination. was a juicy one. Do not worry, little beast. We are friends now. Off you go, little beast. Away!
So, as you can see, it's actually quite the breeze. So I'm gonna get the beast and then do the trial as well. I attempted the first trial, again, pretty much the same time as Exile, and actually failed it. So
That was a punch you will not soon forget. You're welcome. Goodbye.
hopefully I'll do a better job of it this time round. Right, okay. Burning Rage. Come on. I'm not talking because I need to concentrate. Yeah, quite low. Okay, this is actually going a lot better than the first trial, that's for certain. Hey, 81! Crap. Bit of a close call there, but we were good. Same again on the other side. Bit redundant if you ask me. Alright, finally done. think I got it.
Wisdom to be tempered by
Yay!
the flames of the past.
Okay, so I think that was a pretty good overview and rundown. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And until then, have a great day. Bye bye.